Car AC compressor, squeal fix. What most drivers miss. That high-pitched squeal when you turn on your AC. Most drivers ignore it. But I've seen that exact noise turn into a $1,500, $3,000, even $5,000 repair. Not because the compressor suddenly failed, but because something small was missed early. A worn belt, a weak clutch, low refrigerant, left alone. It turns into seized compressors, broken belts, and sometimes complete engine accessory failure. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what causes AC compressor squeal, what fixes it, and which noises mean you need to stop driving immediately. And near the end, I'll show you the one quick fix most drivers try that actually makes the damage worse. The truth most people miss. That squeal is not just noise, it's friction. Something is slipping, dragging, or failing, and the AC system is connected directly to your engine. That means when something goes wrong here, it can affect more than just cold air. From normal causes to early warning signs. Number 9. Loose or worn serpentine belt. This is the most common cause and the easiest to overlook. What makes it different? The AC compressor adds load to the belt. When the belt is worn or loose, it slips. That slip creates the squeal. I've disassembled engines where the compressor was fine, but the belt was glazed and hardened. Under AC load, it couldn't grip. Performance-wise, noise appears when AC engages. Worse during startup or acceleration. Often disappears after a few seconds. Most people don't realize the belt can look okay, but still slip under load. The drawback: replacing the belt fixes the noise, but only if nothing else is wrong. And the next cause is where tension becomes critical. Number 8. Weak belt tensioner. Now the belt itself may be fine, but the tension isn't. What makes it different? The tensioner maintains pressure on the belt. If it weakens, the belt loses grip under load. I've seen tensioners that look normal, but allowed slight slack under AC engagement. That's enough to cause squeal. Real-world performance. Noise when AC kicks on. Belt vibration visible. Intermittent squealing. Most people don't realize tensioners wear out gradually. No warning light, just reduced performance. The drawback: replacing only the belt won't fix it. And this is where things start to overlap. Because now, we move from external components to internal AC issues. Number 7. AC clutch slip. This is where things get more serious. The compressor clutch engages and disengages the compressor. What makes it different? If the clutch surface is worn, it slips instead of locking fully. That slip creates heat and noise. I've disassembled compressors with worn clutch plates and found clear glazing and heat marks. Performance symptoms: squeal when AC engages. Noise may come and go. Cooling may still work. For now, most people don't realize the clutch can fail before the compressor itself. The drawback: ignoring it leads to heat buildup, which damages the compressor. Number 6. Low refrigerant charge. This is where many drivers get confused. Low refrigerant doesn't just affect cooling, it affects compressor load. What makes it different? Low refrigerant reduces lubrication inside the compressor. That increases internal friction. I've opened compressors that ran low on refrigerant and found internal wear on pistons and valves. Performance signs: squeal under AC load, weak cooling, compressor cycling rapidly. Most people don't realize refrigerant carries oil through the system. Low refrigerant equals poor lubrication. The drawback: topping off refrigerant without fixing leaks only delays the problem. Number 5. Overcharged system. Too much refrigerant. This is where things get serious. Too much refrigerant increases system pressure. What makes it different? The compressor has to work harder. That extra load stresses the belt and clutch. I've seen systems overcharged by DIY kits, causing excessive pressure and noise. Performance signs: squeal under load, poor cooling efficiency, high pressure readings. Most people don't realize more refrigerant does not mean better cooling. The drawback: overpressure can damage the compressor. Number 4. Contaminated AC system. Debris inside the compressor. This is where simple noise turns into internal wear. Contamination doesn't happen overnight. It builds up slowly. What makes it different? When a compressor starts to wear, it releases fine metal particles into the system. Those particles circulate through the condenser, through the expansion valve, back into the compressor. I've disassembled systems where the oil was full of metallic debris, and the compressor pistons showed scoring, performance signs, squeal that gets worse over time, inconsistent cooling, noise even when belt and clutch are fine. Most people don't realize, once contamination starts, it spreads. The drawback: you can't just replace the compressor. The entire system needs to be flushed. Otherwise, the new compressor fails again. Number 3. Failing compressor bearings. Now we're inside the compressor. Bearings support the rotating components. When they wear, noise begins. What makes it different? This is not belt slip. It's internal mechanical friction. I've opened compressors with worn bearings and found rough rotation, heat discoloration, metal dust inside, performance signs, constant squeal or grinding, noise changes with engine speed. A C may still work, for now. Most people don't realize bearing noise is an early failure sign. The drawback: once bearings fail, the compressor is not repairable. Number 2. Compressor seizure, partial lockup. This is where things get serious. The compressor begins to seize, but not fully. What makes it different? Internal parts start binding. That increases load dramatically. The belt tries to turn the compressor, but resistance is too high. That's when the squeal becomes loud and continuous. I've disassembled compressors in this stage and found scored cylinders, damaged pistons, burnt oil, performance signs, loud squeal under AC load, belt slipping constantly, cooling performance dropping. Most people don't realize this is the last warning before complete failure. The drawback: driving like this can snap the belt, and that affects more than just AC. Number 1. Complete compressor lockup. This is the worst case scenario. The compressor stops rotating completely. What makes it different? The belt can't turn it anymore. So one of two things happens. The belt slips violently and squeals, or the belt snaps. I've seen cases where the serpentine belt broke, power steering stopped, alternator stopped charging, all from a seized AC compressor. Performance signs: loud, constant squeal, burning rubber smell, sudden loss of multiple systems. Most people don't realize the AC compressor is connected to critical engine systems. The drawback: this is no longer an AC repair. It becomes a multi-system failure. What shocked me most during teardowns? Here's the part that stands out after years of doing this. Many of the compressors that failed started with a small squeal weeks or months earlier. Nothing dramatic, just a brief noise when the AC turned on. Ignored. Over time, that small issue turned into internal damage. Final surprise: the quick fix that destroys compressors. Here's the part most drivers don't expect. That squeal starts. You search for a quick fix, and you find it. Spray the belt. Add a stop leak. Top off refrigerant. The noise goes away. Problem solved. Right? No. That's where the real damage begins. Mistake number 1. Using belt dressing spray. This is one of the most common fixes. It quiets the noise, but only temporarily. What makes it different? Belt dressing makes the belt sticky, not stronger. I've seen belts treated like this become overheated, glazed faster, contaminated. The noise disappears, but the underlying problem remains. Most people don't realize. If a belt is slipping, there's a reason. The drawback: you delay the repair and increase wear on pulleys and bearings. Mistake number 2. Adding refrigerant without diagnosis. This is where things get serious. DIY recharge kits are everywhere, but most people don't measure pressure correctly. What makes it different? You might already have enough refrigerant. Adding more increases pressure. I've tested systems after DIY top-offs and found dangerously high pressures. That increases compressor load, and that load causes more squeal. Most people don't realize refrigerant level must be precise. The drawback: overcharging damages the compressor faster than low charge. Mistake number 3, ignoring intermittent noise. This is the silent warning. The squeal comes and goes, so it gets ignored. What makes it different? Intermittent issues are early-stage failures. I've disassembled compressors that only squealed occasionally and found internal wear already present. Most mechanics won't tell you this, because intermittent problems are harder to prove. But they matter. The drawback: by the time the noise becomes constant, damage is already advanced. Mistake number 4, replacing only one component. This is a costly mistake. Replacing just the belt or just the compressor without checking the full system. What makes it different? C systems are connected. I've seen new compressors fail quickly because debris was still in the system. The condenser wasn't flushed. The expansion valve was clogged. Most people don't realize partial repairs often lead to repeat failures. The drawback: you pay twice. Mistake number 5, continuing to drive with noise. This is the biggest one. The car still runs, the AC still works, so you keep driving. What makes it different? Every second of squeal means friction, and friction means heat and wear. I've seen minor belt issues turn into seized compressors, broken belts, loss of alternator function, all because the noise was ignored. What actually fixes the problem? Mechanic logic. After years of diagnosing these issues, here's what works. Identify the source of the noise. Inspect belt and tensioner. Check clutch operation. Measure refrigerant pressure properly. Inspect for contamination. Fix the cause, not the symptom. Real-world rules you should follow. If the squeal happens, at startup, check belt and tension. When AC engages, check clutch and load. Constant noise implies inspect compressor immediately. And most importantly, if the noise gets louder over time, stop using the AC. That one decision can save the compressor. Final warning: a squealing AC compressor is not normal. It's not harmless. It's a warning. And like most warnings in a car, it gets more expensive the longer you ignore it. If you've watched this far, you now understand something most drivers miss. That noise is not just annoying, it's information. But there's one more thing most people never check, even after fixing the squeal. It's a simple maintenance step that prevents compressor failure in the first place. I broke that down in the next video. Click here to watch it. Before a small noise turns into a full system replacement.